think a lot of us are all trying to save money wherever we can, and considering that our electronics are so expensive, people are looking to cut costs when it comes to cable and other ways. They want to go cordless or cut the cord or cut the cable, as a lot of people say, as cable companies battle it out with streaming services like Netflix and Hulu. Consumers face more choices and some confusion too. Cutting cord on cable on cable may be a tempting option for many Americans looking to save, but it's not as simple or as cost-friendly as you might think. Consumer Reports senior editor Jim Wilcox joins us with some important things to consider before making a switch. Thank you for joining us, Jim. How are you?
Good morning. Thanks.
A lot of people do pay for cable service and are quite happy with it, although they admit there's a lot of waste. They don't watch some of the shows, or maybe they only watch 2 or 3, but they're paying for this huge tier. And so the idea of cutting the cord is sort of, it can be very attractive.
Yeah, I think, for years people have complained that they had really little choice, both in terms of the provider that they had and the packages that were being offered. And what we're really seeing is that starting to change. So, on one hand, the cable companies are starting to react to this and offer slimmed down packages. But there are also a lot of alternatives now in the market via streaming that didn't exist just a couple of years ago.
Yeah, I mean, Netflix is something we watch almost nightly in my house. But there's a lot of other options. What should you know first before considering cutting the cord, so to speak?
Yeah, it really depends on who you are as a viewer, who your family members are as viewers. Because if you're one of the people who like a DVR, cable makes that easy if you like to record shows. The other thing is if you watch, a lot of live TV, and you like to sort of skip through channels, that's not something that's very easy to do. So that you may, cutting the cord may not be the best option for you. But if you're one of those people now who likes to binge watch shows, so you watch 3 or 4 episodes at a time, you're not so concerned with being able to record shows, then cutting the cord could be an option.
All right, that's really important, though. Know what kind of viewer you are, because you might cut the cord, go to join Netflix or, any of the other streaming services and be kind of disappointed because they're not showing stuff as it happens. You might miss a day or 2.
Right, and a lot of times what people are finding is that no single option really is best for them, so they wind up having to subscribe to multiple streaming services. Then they're trying to get their local channels, which sometimes aren't being provided, and so by the time they add up all those costs, they're not saving as much money as they thought they would.
All right, never forget the local options too. You can get an antenna. We're a local TV station, so we want our viewers to keep watching us even if they have cut the cord. Antennas are very important for that.
Yeah, and I think that for a lot of people, the ability to cut the cord is predicated on them getting free over-the-air signals with an antenna. But it really depends on the location, how far you are from the broadcast towers, and the geography where you live. If there are mountains, trees, things like that are going to interfere with the signal. There's a great website called antennaweb.org, and you can plug in your address, and it'll give you an idea of what to expect.
Okay, you also have to consider your internet speed. That's super important when cutting the cord, right?
Yeah, it's funny because, people say cutting the cord, but in a lot of ways what you're really doing is just swapping one cord for the other, because often the people you're getting your internet from are the exact same people who are providing the cable. But there are a couple of things to think about, and really the primary one is to know that you have enough speed to be able to support all the stream that you're going to be doing. Some of the really basic packages are just around 5 megabits per second, and that's fine for just streaming one Netflix movie at a time. But if you're in a household that has a lot of people who are doing streaming, there are people on tablets, people on TVs, all connecting to different services, you're probably going to need a more robust broadband connection, probably in the 25 to 50 megabit per second speeds. There's also a website called speedtest.net, and you can go up there and it'll let you know how fast your connection is.
We've done that before, and it really does help you to figure out what you got. There's so much more to this issue. You even looked at the streaming services, you kind of compared them, which is great, which is what Consumer Reports does. And then, of course, you'd say the bottom line is we're not in a world where we won't see cable anymore. There will still be cable subscribers and then those who cut the cord. People can go to consumerreports.org for more information, Jim?
Yes, they can.
Excellent. It's all right there. Really fascinating article. Jim, thanks a lot.
My pleasure.
Such a hot topic.
It is, and everybody's talking about it, but you're like, I'm confused sometimes by the technology of it all.
Right, yeah.
They make it pretty simple to understand, so go check out the article. It's really interesting.
Can we just cut out Caillou? That's what I want to know. Binge watching sounds so cool unless it's Caillou.
Unless it's Caillou.
Yeah, not cool at all. Going to be a cool one today. Marty will tell us that more heat is in store, though, for the longer term. He'll tell us when. Coming up.
Anti-Caillou.